welcome in a beautiful shot of Portland, Oregon, home of the Portland Fleet, Evo 9X Stadium, home of tonight's ball game between the Alamo City Artillery and the Portland Fleet. Portland coming into this ball game at 3-4, currently sitting in third place in the Pacific Division. Alamo City undefeated at 7-0 atop the South Division, hoping to come in on the road to get a victory here on the road, an important win for this team to keep their standing in the division. In the booth tonight, I am Steven Hacker, leading the ship here for this Week 8 matchup. Alongside with me tonight is Jeff Milanishin. In the stats truck with us is Andrew Gibson and Joshua Dura. Producer tonight for this ball game is Commissioner Cameron Irvine. I want to kick it over to Jeff for his pregame notes. Jeff, why don't you kick it off for us, bud?
Yeah, what's up, Hack? It's a pleasure to be here in Portland with you, and shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. I was able to sit down with both coaches for this intriguing matchup, really. And for me, what Greg Soto said is he wants to see offensively, he wants to see a more balanced attack. He wants to get everything working in that offense compared to last week. Defensively, he just wants to see dominance. Love is very much like Brad Jones, he said in his own words. He's very tough to bring down, and their linebackers and DBs have to be ready. Meanwhile, for Mel Davis of Portland, the head coach, when I brought up what he wants to see, he said execution. That's it. They're 3-4. He wants to get this team in a place where they can make the playoffs. They have 4 losses, all by 3 to 7 points. And this is their first home game in 3 weeks, Hack. So what are they going to come out with? It's going to be interesting to see how Portland plays this one.
Portland's going to start the ball game with the ball here. The home team Fleet wearing the all blues with orange trim, visiting Alamo City with the all whites blue trim. On the field now, Portland's going to take the ball, and they've got their quarterback on the field. That's number 7, Cyrus Jive. We've already mentioned running back Ezekiel Love. They've got fullback Jacob Farmer. Wide receivers are Israel Adams, Ryan Davis, Michael Knight, and Scott Johnson. Tight end is Nelson Lozano Jr. Jive's going to go under center in this I formation. It's going to be a handoff to Love left side. Breaks the tackle, gets out there, spin move, and brought down at the 43-yard line. Good first carry of the ball game for Ezekiel Love.
Oh, you got to like that. You got to like that if you're Portland. Get Ezekiel Love out there, able to shrug off a couple tackles, finally able to be brought down by Albert Begin, who comes in with 36 tackles on the season, make that number 37.
And a good start to the ball game for the Fleet. Here at home, you get a good positive gain on first down. Your first play of the game. Another play to Ezekiel Love. This time it's a toss right side. Not nearly as productive that time.
No, but it was still a nice run. The cornerback, Jeff Spicoli, coming down to make the tackle. But Love, it's going to be interesting, Hack, for these two running backs. Jones and Love both had 13 rushing touchdowns on the season, 5th in the SFL.
Heavily featured in these two offense. Split back look this time. 3 wide receivers. Another handoff, Love, plenty of room up the middle, shakes off a defender, cuts it out to the left side, brought down past midfield, close to the 40-yard line.
Rain Rowe now having to save a touchdown. It seemed like the last 3 carries for Love all could have went for 6, if not for some good defense. But right now, this offensive line for Portland is getting to the second level. They're putting a hat on a hat, and they're like, okay, we're going to show our dominance here early. And if you're the defense for Alamo City, this is not what you want to see coming in to start this game.
In the trenches for the Fleet, Jay Warren, Randy Fatt III, Tyler Spencer, and Jaden Taylor. This time, Jive to throw, gets a completion in there, pass down to the 15-yard line. That one was caught by Israel Adams, his first reception of the ball game.
Adams having a quiet kind of season, but 9 in SFL with receptions with 40. So he's showing that he can get the job done. And for the first passing attempt there, it looked a little shaky, but the receiver, Adams, makes a good adjustment to the ball right there.
Defensively for the Alamo City Artillery, you've got on the defensive line Stephen Fellows II, Theodore Rocker, Yogi Barr, and Tina Begin, as well as Robert Thump. Linebackers are Jay Mart, Bogey Barr, and Rob Foraker. Split back, going to look inside to the running back, a dive play, going to pick up about 5.
Nice little And again, a nice little run that they designed, able to get 5 yards. Hacker, if they're able to keep doing this where Love can get 4 to 5 yards per carry, it is just going to wear down this defense.
Yes, grind out the defense and then maybe get them to overcommit to a run. You see here Alamo City stacking the box. We're inside the SFL red zone, but Alamo City definitely trying to keep the Fleet out of the end zone. Jive to throw, finds his line. We've got the first score of the ball game.
I'm going to have to take a look at that on the replay if we can get it, but what a tight window throw to Adams by Jive, able to come up with the 15th touchdown through the air on the season. That's second in the SFL coming in. That was just a good drive all around. They used Love, able to show some of his might to do the work to get down there.
Yeah, they looked really sharp there. Bump coverage on the goal line there from Mickey McGuire. And just too strong from Israel Adams, able to break free and get that separation. And the Portland Fleet now with a 7-0 lead on their first possession. 6 plays, 76 yards on that drive that took up 2 minutes, 21 seconds off the clock. Big shout out to Andrew Gibson and Josh Badura on the drive there, doing a great job in the stats truck for us tonight.
Always love it with the stats coming in to help us out, make us sound a lot better than what we would normally be, Hacker.
Absolutely. Jeff, Portland coming into this game currently second in the SFL in points for with 254, so Portland definitely knows how to put points on the board. Alamo City coming into this game with 217 points for, that's good for 7th. The Alamo City Artillery will start out on their own 32-yard line. Go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, I was just going to say that it's going to be an interesting battle on what defense for Portland shows up. They are 1-1 at home, this being only their 3rd home game. And this could go big into getting more momentum going towards the postseason because they finish after next week and after their bye 3 straight home games. And one of those, a big game against Vancouver, who they beat in Vancouver a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, if you can come out with a 2-0 season record against a division rival, that's huge for your divisional standing and your potential playoff hopes. Ace Finnick going to take the snap here on first down, looking downfield over the middle. This is going to be caught. Ziggy Ronick is brought down near midfield, his first reception, and the Artillery are moving with their first possession.
Yeah, Finnick coming in, he 97 for 155 on the season, 1,548 yards, 13th in the SFL, 12 touchdowns, right behind Jive. So these teams, even though one is 7-0, one is 3-4, they're very tight and very connected between the two stats.
Yeah, very, very similar in terms of numbers and
That's
total.
the word I was looking for.
So here, this first down look. Now they're going to get Brad Jones involved. He sidesteps a defender and is able to get 8 yards on that. Jeff, why don't we introduce this Alamo City offense, starting out again with quarterback Ace Finnick. You just saw Brad Jones there. They also have halfback Thick and Juicy, as well as fullback Rain Storm. The wide receivers are Kendra Wells, Kenny Hendricks, Ziggy Ronick, Yayo Montana, and Deuce Finnick. They have tight ends Garrison Blue and Hank Earl Troll. Finnick going to go under center. Blitz coming from Portland, and it hits home. A loss of yards there as Brad Jones is stopped in the backfield for a loss of about 2.
Yeah, that's Louis Negron getting in the backfield to shut that play down. That's beautifully designed by Mel Davis, the head coach for Portland, to get stopped. Now big 3rd down coming up.
A full front line, a full offensive line for the Alamo City Artillery. Jamarcus Candy, David Parker are the tackles. Guards are William Davidson and Charles Michael, and the center is Jukin Rukin. Pressure coming again, and the ends and a big play from the defensive backfield of the Fleet.
That was crazy. They brought the linebacker into the A-gap and had the corner come out as well. They were rushing 6 on that play, able to get home. That is how you stop a team that is close to picking up a first down. On 2nd down, it was 2nd and short and able to get the punt. That is big for Portland's defense and a lot of confidence. They are playing lights out so far here in this first quarter.
Huge stop from Leo Morris, the 6th season veteran, one-time All-Star back in season 18. Alamo City going to have to punt to start this game, and that punt hits inside the 5-yard line, is going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So Portland here at home looking really strong, came out with a great offensive possession and a solid defensive possession. Definitely not what we were expecting from Alamo City. The front runner in this this season 21 season here. God, I got a little stumbled up there. Jive going to take over on his second possession. Portland's going to be at their own 20-yard line. Favoring this split back 3-wide receiver look here. Alamo City counters with the nickel defense. Toss play goes out to the right side. That's actually Scott Johnson, a running back converted wide receiver. They're going to line him up in the backfield and give him a toss to the outside. His first carry of the ball game goes for 7 yards.
I mean, after Love virtually ran down the field on the first drive, might as well see if they can open up some lanes for a wide receiver.
Yeah, and definitely that's going to keep Alamo City on their toes. 2 running backs lined up in the backfield like that. This time Love gets the carry. He's going to make a move out past the 35 down to the 37-yard line.
Yeah, right now the lanes are just wide open. When you take a look on the replay, you got the fullback smashing through there, picking up 45, 21 having to come down and make a big-time tackle. And once again, getting to that second level, that is really what is doing the work here so far. This offensive line is really taking it to the Alamo City defensive line.
And another nickel defense for the artillery. And another split backfield look for the Fleet. Love going to get the carry, changes directions out to the right side, breaks a couple of tackles, and brought down at midfield. Jeff, if you'll allow me to, I want to get through the rest of the defensive backfield for the artillery. We have cornerbacks Jukin Rukin Jr., Jeff Spicoli, Ron Hoff, Mickey McGuire. Safeties are Rain Rowe, Willie Bands, and Albert Begin. And 6 carries up to 64 yards now for Ezekiel Love. He's getting a steady dose here early and often. And I think the Fleet are liking what they're seeing from their stud running back. Ball marked exactly at midfield. Jive, quick step back, throws over the middle, passes tipped away, intercepted off the deflection, and the Alamo City are going to take this one away. That's linebacker Jay Mark going to steal it away for the artillery.
Comes up with his second interception, kind of an ill-advised throw if you're Jive. Hey, you'll take a look. I mean, you'll see it right there. I mean, it bounces off a couple hands right into Jay Mart, and that was one of the easiest interceptions they'll have.
Yeah, Rob Forker was the one to get the hands on it at first. So Alamo City now, after a little bit of a stagnant first possession, going to get great field position starting out on their own 38. Fennick's going to go under center, base nickel defense from the Portland Fleet. Fennick quickly throws, and pass is going to be caught. Kendra Wells gets introduced to the ball game.
Nice little throw. They ran a little corner route to the sideline to get Wells open. A nice little rollout as well. And, I mean, that's just easy pitch and catch for Ace Fennick, who's been here, done it for so many seasons in the SFL. And that's a nice conversion to get their first down. Now they can settle in offensively.
Jones going to be the lone back in the backfield. Twins to the right for Fennick. Got some motion there. And now going to overload that right side, the short side of the field. Fennick assessing the defense pre-snap. Looks like a base 3-4 defense. Fennick going to use the time in the pocket, quickly gets rid of it. Finds Garrison Blue, has room to run, turning upfield, and finally steps out of bounds as Mel Davis was pushing him out.
Nice little throw from Fennick, able to find the tight end, Garrison Blue, who I know from my time when he was there in Louisiana, one of the sure-handed tight ends in the SFL, able to get the angle on Davis. And if you're the linebacker, you got to keep pushing to the sideline. Can't allow the tight end that extra yardage.
No incompletions so far in this ballgame for either quarterback. Looks like the same formation for the offense. Defensively, a little bit different. Base 4-3 this time, it looks like. Pass is thrown quickly, and Garrison Blue again over the middle, this time with 4-yard gain.
They brought the same pressure that they did on the previous drive when they got the corner and the linebacker to blitz. This time, Fennick was able to settle his feet. He knew the pressure was coming, delivered a nice ball to Blue for a gain of 4.
Fennick with one receiver on the field. Going to be a handoff. Brad Jones right up the middle. Plenty of blocking and plenty of room for the first down. Mel Davis going to get the tackle on that play.
Portland brought some pressure. They put the safety into the box. He came down pre-snap. I was watching that, and they were able to get the block. That's just an easy run right there. and that's very really designed run by Brad Jones.
Yeah, bring the safety down in the box, and your your offensive line gets a hat on a hat, and then allows your playmaker Brad Jones to go out there and get you a first down, make a play for you. Alamo City's their offense is pretty balanced, averaging 390 yards a game. They average 169 on the ground, 221 through the air. See if they hold true to those averages. Brad Jones on first down going to pick up 5, and now inside the SFL red zone, the Alamo City are threatening to tie this ball game up.
Hacker, this reminds me of the first game of this slot that kicked off this week. It was the Florida and Atlanta game. Both teams wanting to run the football. This could go into the hands of Portland later on because Alamo City is killing so much clock.
If you want to control the time of possession, you got to be able to get into the end zone. We'll see if they do that here. 2nd and 5. That carry goes for 3 yards for Brad Jones. And we'll see what this 3rd and 2 gives the Alamo City artillery. We'll see what kind of play design they can come up with here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to give it to Jones once again. I wouldn't even be surprised if they try to use Finnick and cut him, roll him out to his weak side.
We'll see where they go. Finnick going to look at the defense. It's a base 4-3 look. Got a pulling guard. Brad Jones follows, makes a move inside, and brought down at the 4-yard line.
Yeah, good open field tackle by Bernard Smith, the free safety for Portland, saving what would be a touchdown. I wouldn't be surprised, Hacker, if this is 3 straight runs just to see if Alamo City can get Brad Jones into the end zone.
Portland looks like they're committed to the run. 9 in the box. It is a run. Brad Jones tries to find a gap. Oh, hit at the goal line. They're going to mark him. Looks like they're going to mark him down maybe at the 1-yard line. Brad Jones had to fight for that one.
Dale McClain coming in there to finish off that. And those are the hits, Hacker, that the running back gets up. They're like, I don't know if I could keep doing this for a couple seasons. But watch out here. 2nd and goal, I wouldn't be surprised if they go right back to it.
.50 seconds remaining in the corner. It's going to be a toss play. Got the pulling guard and plenty of room, untouched into the end zone. Brad Jones gets the artillery within 1.
I didn't know if he tripped over the turf monster or if he just wanted to just dive into the end zone because he really didn't even have to. As Clausen says in chat that Brad dove into the end zone. Hey, style points. Even though it doesn't matter, it still looks good. And who knows, maybe he'll be on top plays.
That's right. 13 touchdowns now in the season, and just excited for number 13 as you are for number 1. And those are big moments. You know, whenever your team can close the ball game again, you're going on an undefeated season. You're fighting for that number 1 spot in the league. You know, you better be pumped up. You better be ready to get your team in the end zone, come out here and compete. And we got a tie ball game here, Jeff. 50 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Portland 7, Alamo City 7.
Yeah, and I actually spoke to Greg Soto, his receiver. But a lot of people know him as Greg Soto. I talked to him about complacency. Could that set in for a team that's 7-0? Maybe a team could get a little bit complacent. It happens, but he says that word doesn't live in his head. He likes another C word, which is comfortable, and that's probably not how people think, though, is what he said. But we're looking to get more comfortable with the amount of research we're doing and the grinds that they're doing, both scouting and game planning.
Love to hear that from your staff. Never be complacent. Always try to be better and improve. Love to see that. Cyrus Jive first down, looking for his tight end Nelson Lozano Jr., and that pass is going to be tipped away and incomplete. If you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sidelines and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click Join the Community button and begin your career or just to meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. Now a 2nd down for Jive. Going to send a receiver in motion. Looks like man coverage for the artillery. Jive assessing the defense. And a quick drop back, time to throw, a quick comeback, and that pass is going to be complete short of the first down marker, but that's Michael Knight with a nice gain for the Fleet.
Yeah, nice little route combination that he ran there. Able to do he was able to just run 9 yards, sit down, able to be a nice open field target for Jive.
3rd and 1. Going to bunch everyone in tight. Still liking that split back look are the Fleet. Alamo City crowds the line. Love's going to get the carry left side. Got the first down. Brought down for a 3-yard gain.
Again, Rain Rowe coming down from the free safety spot. This is going to happen a lot here tonight. These safeties are going to have to make that first initial tackle, and Rain Rowe did just that, able to hold Love to, even though they got the first down, able to just secure him in with only a 5-6 yard gain.
And Rain Rowe is going to wrap up that play, and as well as the first quarter. We've got a tied ball game, 7-7 here in Portland. Welcome back to the field, Stephen Hacker, along with Jeff Melanishin. Statisticians tonight are Andrew Gibson and Joshua Duer. Producer and Commissioner Cameron Irvine back at SFL HQ. Alamo City, a 4.5-point favorite in this ball game. Over/under set at 61.5. Big shout out to Jack's Data for that info. Split back look, nickel defense for the artillery. Going to go to Ezekiel Love, hurdles a defender, and brought down. Another tackle by Rain Rowe.
Only a gain of 3. That's probably the best defense that we've seen from Alamo City in terms of holding Love to, even though he's got 70 yards, holding him to just 3.
Thank you, Bo. I appreciate that. Rain, power eye look for the fleet, and finds Adams over the middle on that slant route. He's got the first down and some more. Dragged down just past the 50-yard line.
Adams, who has the one touchdown, really. We thought maybe Ezekiel Love would have the touchdown, but no. It's the receiver, Adams, who has it, and he made a nice play there, able to drag a couple bodies with him for the first down.
Again, both of these teams very, very similar offensively. Portland averaging 384 yards a game, good for 12. Averages 160 yards per game on the ground and 224 yards through the air. Portland averaging 36 points a game, good for 30. Oh, that's not a good play there, as that one's going to be intercepted. Another turnover for the artillery, as Portland's just giving it away at this point. That time it was number 45 for the artillery taking that away. That's Bogey Barr, the outside linebacker.
First interception for Barr on the season, and that was just a good overall play by Barr. We sometimes see linebackers that have that kind of instinct and it hits off their hands. He's looking to make a case to maybe playing some tight end here coming up.
Man, that would be great, seeing some Iron Man football in the SFL. Alamo City, though, with another great opportunity. Good starting field position. They're definitely winning the field position battle at this point. Brad Jones going to get a carry right side. Being patient, moves left, moves right, and gets brought down just short of the 50. You're going to mark him at the 49.
And really, it's been the 2 turnovers that have really taken the wind out of the sails for Portland, no pun intended there. But for Alamo City, they were down 7-0. Able to get the tipped interception a couple drives ago, and then they get another interception. It just takes your team to a completely different level.
And Jones makes a nice read there, decides to cut it back upfield, stays in the middle, spins inside, and gets the first down for the artillery.
Now it seems like Alamo City is taking it to Portland, where we saw Portland taking it to Alamo City with these run plays. It's crazy how a game could just flip because of an interception.
The artillery looking for points off turnovers here. Jones with room to run makes another wise decision and cuts it back up through the middle and took the best of what he could get. Call it 2 yards on that one.
Yeah, good open field tackle. Tried a spin move maybe one too many times. Did it on the previous carry. I just like it. Just go up. If you have to do a spin move, do it on a safety, not a linebacker.
Alamo City with a bit of a heavy look there. That was Ziggy Roenick, who got the reception, lined up as a tight end, and breaks a tackle and moves the chains for the artillery's nice play design, getting a weapon there, bunched in, a little bit of a mismatch there for the artillery. Great play design by head coach Greg Soto.
Yeah, Ziggy, 6'6", 240. Talk about a weapon. That is a big boy, and Finnick able to deliver a nice throw for the first down.
We will get to the Portland defensive players here in just a second. Let's get through this play, and we'll start introducing the home team defense. Finnick going to go under center. Base. It's a nickel defense for the Fleet. Finnick rolls out right side. Pass is going to be overthrown. Couldn't quite connect there. Going to set up a second 10. Looking for Yayo Montana. Defensively for the Fleet, defensive ends are Robert Brar and Ricky Phillips. Defensive tackles, Louis Negron and Jobo McSlim. Linebackers are Mel Davis, Lucas Gilbert, Brody Gulch, and Joseph Lama. Cornerbacks are Chris Stock, Derek Majors, Leo Morris, and Ryan Cook. Safeties are Bernard Smith and Del McLean. Also kicker Joey Rabb. Motion for the artillery, that's Ronick coming across the field. Nickel defense one more time for the Fleet. Finnick back to throw, pressure coming, gets rid of it right side, wide open, passes caught Ziggy Ronick, marked down at the 12-yard line.
Easy pitch and catch. And that's all. Mel Davis just had to bring him down. He was in kind of tight coverage as well, but just a nice throw from Finnick. Threw it to the outside shoulder, able to give Hronek a chance to make a big play. And yeah, Davis just got lost in coverage there.
And again, these concepts, some of these plays that Alamo City is rolling out, definitely looking to exploit some stuff, and it's working out for them. They're very patient with their offense, using Brad Jones to kind of set things up, running the pass. And you love to see it now as Finnick is getting into a groove in this ball game. 6 of 7, 87 yards to this point. Back to throw, looking comfortable over the middle. Quick throw to Montana. He's going to break a tackle, rolling upfield and getting 6.
Nice little route for Montana coming across the middle of the field. Linebackers are all taken into coverage, which leaves the middle of the field wide open for Finnick to take advantage of.
Heavy eye formation. Brings out a base 4-3 defense for the Fleet. Handoff goes right up the middle. Jones with the the Fleet got a good push up front. And Jones with nowhere to go. They're going to mark him down at the line of scrimmage. Oh, no. That's a huge injury on the Fleet side of things. Linebacker and captain Mel Davis pounding turf on the field, looking very uncomfortable with that injury.
Oh, hate to see that happen. Hopefully Davis, he's an integral part of this defense. If he can't get back out there, that is a big loss, Hacker. Look for Finnick. Even might be able to do a run right up the middle, test that linebacker coming in.
3rd and 5. The artillery can get a first down. Pressure coming in Finnick's face, makes a throw, and they're going to throw a flag on that one. Going to throw a flag in the end zone. Most likely pass interference. That is the call. Jeff, what do you think about that one?
Oh, it's kind of those. It's in between, right? He's going up to make a play, but I don't know. Was he looking? Yeah, he just got in the way of the receiver who tried to make a play on the ball. Yeah, that's a good PI.
Yeah, first glance looks clean, but then the second look there on the replays, definitely see the interference. A little too aggressive there in the end zone. Can't blame the ref for the yellow flag coming out. So Alamo City going to move up to the 1-yard line with a fresh set of downs. 1st and goal. Finnick quickly out to Jones. Jones brought down for a 1-yard loss. Good job by the Fleet to swarm.
Derek Majors getting in there first for Portland, able to slow down big Brad Jones in the backfield.
Finnick going to go under center. Portland really crowding the line of scrimmage, trying to keep everything in the middle. We'll see if they can contain on the outside. Brad Jones did score on that sweep. This time it's a dive play. Good push by the Fleet right down at the line of scrimmage. No gain for the artillery.
Joseph Lamo getting in there, the outside linebacker coming all the way across the backside of the formation to make that play. This is a big 3rd down. If I'm Alamo City, do I go back to the run? It looks like they're going back to the run.
Deuce Finnick to the top of the screen, bunched in tight. High formation look. Portland backs off. Jones cuts outside. Another stop in the backfield. 3 stops for the Fleet, and that's going to force a field goal.
Brody Gulch this time. Remember the former 1st-round pick coming up, making a big-time play. This is a big stand for Portland. And, man, if you're Alamo City having to settle for a field goal, this just doesn't feel right in your stomach.
Yeah, and so Matt Finnick on for this field goal attempt. Kick is up and good for the artillery. 12 plays, 50 yards, taking off 4.5 minutes of the clock. And yeah, I think, you know, if you're Portland, that was best case scenario. You had the penalty in the end zone. You had the pass interference. You gave Alamo City all the chances in the world there. You know, giving them first and goal on the 1 yard line. So that's a huge fight back for the Fleet defense. Come in and hold them to 3 points. That's a great stand. I know Alamo City feels like they left some meat on the bone after that one.
Yeah, for Portland, you just gave up 2 interceptions that really turned the tide, and it's 10 points off of those interceptions, Hacker. So that's even good for the defense for Portland. You know, the offense, it turns the ball over. You're out there in a short field and able to hold Alamo City to a field goal. That's big.
Keeping your team in the ball game. And for all the league highlights, photo galleries, major and minor league stats and leaderboards, community content, and so much more, check out the league's website at simulationfl.net, presented by Football Shift. Stay up to date and explore our past, present, and future. 4.5 minutes remaining here in the second quarter. Portland's going to take over on their own 29-yard line. Going to be an I formation, 3 wide receiver look here from the Fleet that brings out a nickel defense for Alamo City. Jive, quick handoff. Love going to break this one out left side, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and he's got some room to run down the sideline, past the 50, past the 45, spins to the 40, and brought down at the 36-yard line. And that's another huge run from Ezekiel Love, Jeff. They're just continuing to go with Love down the field to set up their pass game.
Hey, like the Beatles said, all you need is love, and that's exactly what Portland needs. All they need is love. Getting Ezekiel Love downfield, 103 rushing yards in this first half, and we're not even through this second quarter yet. There's still plenty of time. He could easily go for 200 easily in this contest.
And I'm sure Portland would love to get him there. You know, if he is controlling the game and controlling the tempo, I'm sure Portland feels like they're in a good spot. Love not on the field this time, so Jive's going to throw the ball over the middle, and that one's going to be incomplete.
Yeah, that's tough. You get Love going, and then all of a sudden you gotta take him out because he's breathing too heavily. He's in there now, so I mean, but that was just a bad pass by Jive across the middle of the field.
4 wide receiver look this time. 4 wide receiver spread. Looks like a dime defense now from Alamo City. Going to bring receiver Michael Knight across the formation. Now 3 wide receivers to the right. Jive going to take one last look at the defense. Gets the ball from the center. Quick drop. Throws quickly over the middle. One-handed grab from Israel Adams. And Jeff, I'm going to go ahead and give it to him. That is going to be our nice hands catch of the game. That's the nice hands catch brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it. SFL 4K23.
I would have to agree. I mean, look, Mon, no hands. And, I mean, he only needed 1 on that play. But, I mean, if he had no hands, he probably would have made the catch either way.
Defender draped all over him. That's a tough one to show that hand strength. I mean, I'm sure he just catches bricks for practice. First down carry for Ezekiel Love. Breaks a tackle and drags another defender. And they're going to mark him just short. A 9-yard gain for Ezekiel Love.
Oh, that's a tough tackle for Albert Begin, the strong safety. He was able to wrap him up and bring him to the ground, but the thing is, what gave it more momentum is, you'll see it right here, Love falls on top of Begin, which gives it to 2nd and inches. That's good falling down for the running back.
Yeah, sometimes you can want to do too much, and you'll want to go laterally, horizontally, and that's not going to get you the yards. You know, good job by Love just to tuck his head down and try to fight forward. 2nd inches, Jive under center, run play right side, and Love gets just enough. Going to get marked down at the 14-yard line.
I mean, this is how you answer a drive where your defense, after you turn the ball, after you throw an interception on offense, your defense holds Alamo City to 3 points. You go down the field and you put up 7.
Jive with the toss play left side, got a block, but nowhere to go. Good run coverage there from Rain Rie.
Yeah, Rie coming down, making a big-time play. That was a big tackle.
And we're going to send it back to SFL HQ for our first game break. Cam, what do you got?
Thanks, Hack. Just before the end of the first half, Sully Richardson got Los Angeles into field goal range. They tack on a field goal, get a stop to start the third. They lead Arizona 17-7. Back to you in Portland.
There's a nice game. We got a bunch of good games in these first blocks here this week, Jeff, as on that second down carry, Ezekiel Love's going to lose a yard and is going to be marked for a 3rd and 11 now. 2-minute warning, Jeff, and a bunch of good games, like I said, in these early slots. Had the upset earlier where Atlanta got the win against Florida, and now we're here looking at this ball game. This is a good one as well.
Yeah, and on top of that, we had Carolina that looked like it was going to pull an upset over Louisiana, but Louisiana able to get the 6-point win. A lot of big games here to kick off week 9, and I know Cam's head is probably going, oh man, this is going to be a great week.
That's over the end zone. They were looking to score. Michael Knight was just covered too tightly, couldn't bring it in. So it looks like Portland's going to send out Joey Rabb to get the 3 points. And as you saw, again, 4 games so far, 2 currently going underway, and that Arizona-LA game looks like it's a good one. Arizona, a 5-2 team in the league right now, leading their division. LA has picked up some steam in recent weeks, and a win there could do wonders for their confidence moving forward and trying to build up for their playoff hopes. Rabb with the kick looked like it was going to go left, but ends up curling back to the right, and that one's going to go through. Portland ties the ball game after that 9-play, 57-yard drive. So responding after some mistakes, Portland keeping themselves in this ball game, Jeff.
Yeah, you brought up Los Angeles. They are actually behind Portland in the Pacific Division, but Portland has the 1-game advantage over Los Angeles, which it'll even out as Portland gets a bye in 2 weeks. But this Pacific Division, if Seattle comes up with like a couple of mishaps, Vancouver, Portland, Los Angeles, if they get hot at the right time, Seattle better watch out. Nothing is for certain right now.
Yeah, and to bring it back to this game, head coach Greg Soto said complacency, right? If you're atop of the division, if you're Seattle there in the Pacific, you cannot become complacent. Every week is a new week, and you have to win. You have to beat the opponent in front of you every week. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself probably at the bottom of the standings. So great advice there from Jeff, as Alamo City's going to take over on their own 20-yard line. Brad Jones going to get to carry right side, met by 2 Fleet defenders for a gain of 1.
Yeah, going with the standings, I mean, you take a look at Alamo City, they got Fort Worth, who are 6-0 after coming off a bye. So, I mean, their division is even tight. I mean, nothing, like I said, nothing's for certain yet as we're at week 9. We still got until week 15. So, everybody just strap it down, buckle up, and be ready for the ride.
Pressure coming. Bennett gets rid of it quickly. Coverage. And that was a great job by the Fleet. Brody Gulch out there in coverage, knocks it away. Going to set up a 3rd and 9 for the artillery.
That should have been picked off.
Yeah, and it was definitely right there for the taking, just a little bit outside of the hands of the linebacker. So a tough 3rd down here for the artillery. We'll see how they respond. To this point, Alamo City is 2 of 4 on 3rd down. Going to drop back, thrown into coverage, pass is tipped away, intended for Ziggy Ronick. And that was the defensive back Ryan Cook in coverage, the rookie 37th pick.
That just didn't look right. Finnick dropped back. It looked like on his back foot he decided to let that one go. Didn't get all the way through his drop and get to the point where he was able to release. That was a good play.
Rookie Danny Dimes on to punt for the artillery. From about his own 15-yard line, gets this one to the 48. Returner brings it out to the Alamo City 49. So best field position of the day for the Fleet. And we'll see what they can do with it. 1:16 remaining in the quarter before half here, Jeff. 3 timeouts for Portland. I think they feel like they need to try to push for the end zone here to try to get some points before the half.
Yeah, they do. This is big for Portland. Able to get that 3 and out on Alamo City. Now you get the ball. You're going to have to punt it to Alamo City to start the second half.
Yeah, Alamo City will get the ball to start the second half as Jive looking to Lozano on that medium out route and just couldn't quite connect, just a little bit overthrown. So that'll set up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, just led his receiver a little bit too far, and that's been the thing with these quarterbacks, which has been very interesting. They just have not been on the same page as their intended receivers.
The Fleet still at the 49-yard line. Receiver goes in motion. That's Scott Johnson. Lone back is Ezekiel Love. Jive 3-step drop quickly out of his hands. Finds Michael Knight for the first down. gets it out to the 37-yard line, and quickly Portland will call a timeout.
Yeah, good job. The receiver was able to get off the coverage real quick, gave a nice target for Jive to find it and fire that ball right in there for the first down.
And Alamo City is really being aggressive on the outside there, bringing the bump coverage down. Looks like they're going to go with bump coverage again here. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. They're going to send Adams in motion across to balance things out. Looks like man coverage, so probably expect the bump there on the outside. Jive to throw. 5-step drop this time. Looking a little deeper. This one's on the right sideline. Michael Knight with the hot hand brought down at the 19-yard line, and a penalty flag, Jeff. We'll see what it is. It's going to be, it looks like pass interference on McGuire. So Alamo City being really aggressive there on the outside, have gotten away with it to this point, but got flagged that time.
Yeah, the press coverage on the outside, but that was a good throw by Jive. And the receiver able to come down with that while being interfered with. That's a big-time play, and it's 1st and 10 with 1:04 left to go. They have 2 timeouts. The playbook's open.
Yeah, huge concentration there from Michael Knight. Now at the top of the screen, that's Scott Johnson going across. Man coverage again from Alamo City and a nickel defense this time. 1:04 here in the second quarter. The Fleet in the SFL red zone. One step drop, and this was quickly thrown. He was looking for Israel Adams, and the defensive back jumps that one, and the Alamo City with a 3rd interception in this ball game.
That was a busted slant route. That was a big play by Huff to come in with that interception. He ran the route better than Adams, who has the touchdown in this game. One of only 2 players with a touchdown in this game to speak of, but that was just a great play by Huff to come in and make that play, make the interception.
Jive 7-12. 3 interceptions, does have the touchdown, but really the turnovers are the difference in this game. Played pretty clean. I mean, the 4 or 5 incompletions, but 3 of them have been picks. So Finnick going to take over and going to quickly get this one out to Montana, but going to be knocked away. Bernard Smith in coverage. Montana the intended target. Are you liking the game so far? Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The SFL produces over 400 events a year. There is no one else that gives you more football. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. I want to thank you for viewing this game here with us on YouTube. Great ball game here in Portland Evo 9X Stadium. 10-10 ball game. Alamo City with a minute left, 3 timeouts with a chance to score before the half. Finnick dropping back, finding more time, deep throw, and incomplete. Looking down the field for Garrison Blue.
Oh, I think Blue should have had that. He has the size advantage over the safeties. I think maybe just a more lofted pass as opposed to a bullet line drive might have gotten the job done, because there was room there, and that would have been a big-time play.
Be interesting to see if Alamo City goes to the air. The formation suggests they will. If they don't convert here, they're going to have to give it back to Portland, and Portland still have 2 timeouts. That's time to do something. Big 3rd down for Alamo City. Finnick thrown off the hands of Fronik. That was a chance. That was a chance. You got to bail your quarterback out. I know Alamo City is not happy with that, as that was a perfect opportunity. They had the play, they had the chance, and just off the hands of the receiver.
We're seeing this happen in week 9. It's going to be crazy if this is what we're seeing. Florida went conservative, started running the football a lot, and then let Atlanta squeak in there and have a chance. This is what Alamo City is doing to Portland. They're giving them a chance, and I wonder, Hacker, by going with all these run plays earlier in this first quarter, if it just didn't give Finnick a time to come up with a connection with his receivers.
Yeah, it's kind of worked adverse in a way where, it seems like Love's rushing attack is really helping, balance out Jive due to, the interceptions is really what's hurting Jive right now. But it seems like, for Alamo City, it seems like it's a lot more Brad Jones carrying a lot of that work. And I think I agree with you. Finnick just hasn't quite found the same rhythm yet with his receivers. Jive going to take over from the Alamo City 46-yard line. He's going to have 37 seconds, so they will need some urgency. Jive throws over the middle. Pass is caught. Lozano spinning to grab that one. Moves the chains for a first down, and Portland quickly calls a timeout. 31 seconds remaining before the half.
Yeah, that was a nice throw. It probably could have been a better throw, but the tight end, Lozano, able to adjust to it, make the play, fall forward, get the first down. Now, they're close to the 30. I mean, they're still in this to get points before this half.
3 wide receiver bunch, bottom of the screen. Alamo City brings pressure, and they were looking for Lozano Jr., who is split out as a wide receiver. Had single coverage, but got hit as the pass got there and couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, that was just good defense. It looked like a man coverage on the outside with some sort of zone in the middle. So that was a good job by the corners on the outside, because when you're on 1-on-1, you got to stick with your man. You can't get lost.
Alamo City favoring this bump 2 coverage. Jive throws. Michael Knight was the intended target. That looks like actually wasn't bump man. That actually looked like a cover 2 there, as McGuire stayed underneath that corner route, so was in prime position, just couldn't come away with the interception.
Yeah, Jive could have thrown his 4th interception of the game, which coming in, he only has thrown 4 interceptions on the season total, and he's thrown 3 already in this first half.
Another 3 wide receiver bunch, 3rd and 10 for the Fleet. Jive needs to make something happen, and he does. Israel Adams taking a big shot as he reels that one in.
Hacker, this is turning into just throw it downfield. Adams is there somewhere, because that was crazy.
That was great catch. Now, Portland was trying to conserve that timeout, and I see why. They just wanted to get another quick play off. Now they used their 3rd and final timeout. So one play, I think, if they want to take a shot for the end zone, or they can just trot out the kicker here and take points before the half. We'll see what the Fleet elect to do here.
I didn't like that. They could have, they should have just spiked the ball and then went for another play as opposed to just taking the timeout. But I get it. Got to get the points.
And they were from the right hash, send out Joey Rabb for the field goal attempt, and it is up and good. So Portland with just about a minute to they took over about half a minute, and were able to move down the field, get a couple of yards, and get themselves into scoring position, get the points before the half to extend their lead to 3. And 7 seconds remaining before the break. We'll come back after the break of halftime to give the Alamo City Artillery the ball back. So that's going to be interesting. I think Portland needs to stay very aware here. They need to have good special teams coverage. Great kick there, make the returner down it. So now Portland's Alamo City not going to use any of the clock. They don't get a big play. So now your defense gets to come out and be in a prevent, and you just got to keep everything in front of you if you're a defender.
Yeah, you could go with prevent, but if I'm Alamo City, I just hand this one off to Jones and see if he could break one.
We'll see what they do. Finnick's going to be in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the right. 3-man blitz as Finnick unloads. It's going to be thrown by the Mall, and it's going to be intercepted by the Fleet. Down the right sideline, room to run, but eventually corralled and pushed out of bounds. That's Dale McClain. That's going to seal the first half for us with that interception.
Yeah, that's just, you chalk it up to the end of the half. Yeah, it's going to go down as an interception, but really, it doesn't hurt you. Alamo City will get the ball to start the second half, but again, Finnick just underthrew his intended target.
And Portland probably needed that just as a confidence builder. Like you said, doesn't mean a whole lot in terms of, game flow, but it can show that your defense is able to take it away. It shows that you can be prepared, and it gives you a solid look at some of what Alamo City might do if they have to be aggressive. So you got one look at what they're going to do when they try to stretch the field, and your defensive backs show that they can line up and play in coverage.
Exactly.
In the books, Jeff, what were your thoughts of the first half?
If you're Portland, you're loving what you're seeing. Really, outside of the 3 interceptions, they could be doing a little bit better with ball control, and they're going to have to do that if you're going to pull off a victory over a team that's unbeaten. You got to take care of the football. But their defense, after they throw the interception or the takeaway, then their defense comes up big. They've only allowed 10 points off of the 3 turnovers. What I want to see is use more of love, but then use the play action. Get this defense moving one way, throw it to the other side. That's what I want to see from Portland. If you're Alamo City, though, you got to go back to what you've been doing this whole season. I mean, Brad Jones is doing okay. He's only at 43 yards. You could be doing a little bit better to maybe get him the rock, but also Finnick, he needs to make some big-time throws. If Alamo City is going to have a chance in this game and pull off this win and get to 8-0, Finnick is going to have to make a big-time drive coming up.
Second half underway here from Evo 9X Stadium in Portland, Oregon. First half comparisons, Ace Finnick, 95 yards passing, 1 interception. Cyrus Jive, 119 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. On the ground, rushing Ezekiel Love with 121 on 13 attempts. Brad Jones, 43 yards on 16 attempts. He does have the touchdown. Alamo City going to start the second half with the ball at their own 30.
Hacker, real quick, what about Albert Begin with 8 tackles already? Grief.
Yeah, all over the field, and Rain Rie's done a good job in run coverage, stopping a bunch of runs right there at the line of scrimmage. So definitely a good defensive effort from this defensive backfield of the artillery. Finnick going to roll out, plenty of time to throw, gets rid of it, and that's Yeo Montana going to get that catch and a first down for the artillery.
All right, that's a good start. Get your quarterback comfortable with passing in this second half, and they rolled out Finnick to his strong side. That's a good little throw there from Finnick, able to throw it before Montana's actually looking to it. He threw to the spot. Montana comes up with the big-time grab.
Yeah, and they're doing a really good job with that combination route, forcing that defender to choose, and then that's like you pointed out, it's a good throw from Finnick, getting it right where it needed to be. Counter play. Brad Jones changes directions and going to move it left side. That was the best course of action. He's going to get 1 yard out of it. Probably could have lost a couple, but good vision from Jones to turn that the opposite direction and get a yard out of it.
Yeah, just stay ahead of the sticks is really what Alamo City needs to do. You can't allow Portland's defense in this first drive of the second half to get the momentum. If you're Alamo City, you got to put your foot down right now.
And they bring the pressure in. It's home. Portland has been bringing the pressure at key times, and it's Dale McClain this time going to get in there for the sack.
Wow. He came off of the snap really quick around that edge, and Finnick just had no time. He couldn't even throw the ball away because it would have been intentional grounding, and they would have lost the down anyway.
So now a 3rd and 12 for Alamo City. Tough spot to be in. Portland comes out in a dime defense. They bring a blitz again. Finnick scrambling around, makes the throw, finds Kendra Wells open, and she's going to be brought down at the 25. What a play by Finnick.
Wow, Hacker, I didn't think he would have somebody. I thought it was an overthrow. I didn't know there was a receiver on the other side, and comes up with a big-time grab. That was much needed. It gets the ball inside Portland territory on their opening drive. Just a little thing here or there can turn the tide, and that is what's going to turn the tide of this drive.
Head coach Greg Soto must have had some very, very inspiring words at the half. This team is playing much differently to start the second half. Jones going to take the carry up the middle, get 5 yards on that one.
That's what you want to see. Now Jones can start eating a little bit. Again, picking up 4 to 5 yards, that's your quarterback's best friend, because then that way you're always ahead of the sticks, and on second down, you're always going to be in manageable downs.
1 wide receiver on the field for Alamo City. Portland's going to be in a base 3-4 defense, 4 linebackers on the field. Ronick goes in motion now at the bottom of the screen. Going to be a stretch play left side, and Jones is going to they're going to mark him with 4, going to be 3rd and inches.
And Davis hasn't come back yet, so this Portland defense in particular, playing without one of their leaders on defense, and they're doing a really good job. But here, this is a big 3rd down. Either you hold Alamo City to tie the game up, or they're going to get the first down and the drive continues.
Jones going to get the toe. He gets hit in the backfield, breaks the tackle, breaks another tackle, and brought down at the 13-yard line. Great second effort from Brad Jones, as Portland had him dead to rights, but he would not give up on that one.
Yeah, he looked like he wanted that first down more than Portland's defenders wanted to bring him down. That's a good play by Jones.
1st and 10 from about the 12, 13-yard line. Finnick changing the play. 3-4 defense from the Fleet. Pressure right at the middle. Jones hit immediately. They're going to mark him for a 2-yard gain.
That was a little good design by Alamo City to use that draw play. They allowed the the free rushers of the defense to get in the backfield, even though it only went for 2 yards. That's a 2 yards that could have been a loss that you got positive yards on.
Maybe the nose tackle being on the field disrupted a little bit of the way that play developed. I formation, Portland bringing the heat. Jones having to fight for every yard, going to be 3rd and 6 after a 2-yard gain.
I'm really surprised on how aggressive Portland has been in this game. Really sending pressure. It's worked. It has worked more times than it hasn't. It's only good, but I venture to caution Portland to do it a lot because Finnick has been around the block and he'll make you pay when you least expect it.
Pressure off the edge. Finnick, time to throw, and it's tipped away. Looking for Garrison Blue. Great coverage from the Fleet to get a hand on it and knock it away. That's Joseph Lama getting in there.
Yeah, Lama, who has I believe an interception as well, or he might have. I could be wrong on that one, but that was a good play. Able to break up the pass, hold Alamo City on their opening drive. Yes, this is the opening drive of the second half that is taken almost half of the game clock away. Able to settle for a field goal.
So another stand inside the red zone for Portland, holding Alamo City to 3 points as that kick from Matt Finnick is up and good, tying this ball game. But very interesting how well Portland's defense has stood up in this ball game, Jeff, as defensively, they're not viewed as a top caliber defense. They're giving up the 25th most points per game in the SFL right now. Teams are able to put points up on them, and right now they're going toe to toe with arguably the best team in the SFL. Holding them to way less than their points average. Alamo City averaging 30 points a game, Portland averaging 36. So in my opinion, the MVP so far this game has been the Portland defense, showing up in a huge way here at home.
Yeah, and when you take a look, Alamo City, they're only allowing 22 points per game. Alamo City coming in. So their defense is 4th best in terms of points allowed per game. Meanwhile, Portland's given up 36. Almost that's 12 points more than Alamo City has led up the entire season. So it's just crazy what happens when you get in these types of situations and matchups.
Oh, great one-handed catch. Nelson Lozano Jr. going to move the chains, and it's just been the execution tonight. I mean, sans the mistakes, the 3 interceptions for Portland, everything after that, they've looked really solid, really crisp, getting moving their way down the field, and that's just another example of it there. Nelson Lozano gets that hand up in the air and brings that ball in for a first down.
Yeah, and for everybody still watching on YouTube, we still have no update on Mel Davis Jr. Yet. So hopefully if he comes back in this fourth quarter, imagine the type of momentum the Portland defense gets, because they're doing this without him right now.
He is a huge part of that defense. This time throw Israel Adams, and ill-advised as Jukin Jr. there in coverage, and honestly looked like the intended target. So some of these comeback routes are kind of biting Portland from time to time. Alamo City has the right coverages, the right defensive sets in there to kind of balance those to counter those plays. We'll see if Portland is able to adjust at all. 3 wide receiver bunch to the right side this time for Jive. 3-step drop, time to throw. Pressure gets there eventually, and tight coverage, and this time it's Mickey McGuire going to pick it off. And that tight coverage from the defensive backs of the artillery is paying dividends as Jive just cannot protect the ball. They're taking it away from the Fleet.
His 4th interception. He ties his total output on the season for the first 8 games. He ties that in 1 game with 4 interceptions here. Give credit to Alamo City. You knew it was only a matter of time, Hacker, because the way that Jive's been throwing those, even the previous play should have been an interception. He threw it right to the defense. This time, that's a good play by McGuire to step in front of it, pick it off, able to get some yards the other way, too.
Yeah, and great coverage. He had his head turned and on the quarterback, and that allows you to put that hand out on that receiver. Great coverage there from Mickey McGuire. Having your head turned back to the quarterback allows you to see the ball coming in and take it away, as he did there. Alamo City going to start on the Portland 44-yard line. Alamo City still winning the field position game. As Finnick finds Montana on the right sideline, going to be dragged down at the 22.
Chris Statch was all over that. It was all over Montana, and Montana was still able to somehow come down with it. That is just a quarterback and a receiver knowing each other so well. That was a nice shoulder catch there for Montana on the sideline.
A dangerous weapon for the artillery. Bit of a quiet game in this one. But Finnick has been spreading the ball around quite a bit, as is. Looking down the middle of the field, finds Roenick down the middle, and he's going to get brought down at the 6, maybe the 7-yard line. Going to be a 1st and goal for Alamo City.
Okay, now it seems like Alamo City's like, okay, we know what we're doing. They had the confidence after their opening drive of the second half, able to go down for 3. Now it doesn't seem to you, Hacker, that it seems like Finnick is a lot more comfortable to start the second half.
He's looking very much in control of this game, but this has been the kryptonite in this game for the artillery. When they get inside the SFL red zone, they sputter out a bit. So we'll see if the Fleet defense can make a stand once more, or if Alamo City can break through some of their woes. I formation, toss play left side. Jones breaks it outside, spins outside, breaks a tackle, dragged down after maybe a 1-yard gain. That's a lot of effort for a minimal gain. Good job by the Fleet in run coverage.
Yeah, that's been their calling card so far in this game. Their run coverage, and Pierce coming up with the big-time tackle right there. And I cautioned it when I said that he looks comfortable with they haven't really scored in the red zone yet, touchdown-wise.
There you are. Finnick now going to assess the defense, sees a lot of blue jerseys, looks down the line, sends a tight end in motion. Now favoring the left side with that stack. Portland adjusts slightly. 7 seconds on the play clock. Going to be a handoff. Brad Jones tries to move past the defender and brought down at the line of scrimmage. No gain. Dale McClain, the safety, in to make the tackle.
This Portland goal line defense, very tough to score on, and they're showing it. Alamo City just hasn't been able to pick it apart yet, and it's surprising. It's awesome to watch, too.
Oh, look at this look. Shotgun split backfield. Look at where's the coverage on these receivers? Plenty of room
they're
here.
In the end zone.
Finnick back to throw. Time underneath. Oh, again. Portland makes another goal line stand. Trying to find Kendra Wells over the middle. Pass was deflected, tipped away, and the Fleet inside the red zone have been dominant.
Hacker, you asked where the coverage was. The DBs were in the end zone, like 7 steps deep in the end zone. That was unbelievable. That was a good play. Alamo City, that's what they probably should do a little bit more. Spread the defense out, because the running game hasn't worked in the to-goal situations.
Matt Finnick, 3rd field goal attempt, gets that one up and through. 6 plays, 39 yards, 2 minutes, 15 seconds off the clock. 2:46 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Portland's going to get the ball back. Their defense has been keeping them in this game. The offense is moving fairly well, but some passing woes and some interceptions have really allowed Alamo City to stay in this ball game. In my opinion, Portland has been the better team in this one thus far. Just can't figure out the passing game woes. I think maybe need to look a little bit more towards Ezekiel Love and get the ball out of Cyrus Jive's hands a little bit. We'll see if they make any adjustments, though, Jeff. They're going to start out on their own 20.
Yeah, they're going to have to. I was surprised that they went to 3 straight pass plays on their last drive that resulted in the interception. I would venture to guess that Love is going to get a little bit more carries than he did on the last drive.
Jive going to give a handoff. Love going to shed a tackle and going to get dragged down after a 7-yard gain. And now available free to download, you can play the SFL video game on the go with the Retroid Pocket 3, an emulator for 4K 23 in the palm of your hand. Order your Retroid today at goretroid.com, search SFL, and download our mod at simulationfl.net/4K23. Retroid, the official console of the SFL. 2nd and 3, Jive's going to look to Love. Love's going to break it to the right side, dragging a defender, and they're going to give him about a 4-yard gain on that one, moving the chains once again for the Fleet.
Yeah, and if you get your Retroid, you can play as Ezekiel Love, and you can get him all these carries just like he's doing here tonight. And really, I mean, that's been the best offense that they've had, is using Love to just move the ball down the field.
And you can play as Ezekiel Love or many, many more SFL superstars that are out there, such as Jeff Melanishin.
On the bench.
Yeah, hey, you know what? It takes time. Sometimes you got to earn your stripes. You got to pay your dues. But, everybody can be a superstar in this league, and that's what makes it great. That's what makes it fun. First down carry goes for 2, and that's going to set up a 2nd 8 now for the Fleet. Going to be a tight look here with the split backs. And it's going to be a delayed handoff left side for Love. Love breaks the tackle, but gets hit immediately and only going to get a couple out of that one.
Yeah, the Alamo City defense has done a good job collapsing onto Love. It's coming up with those tackles to hold him to 5, which they've been doing. But as soon as he gets to 5, I mean, then you're already gashed.
So a 3rd and 5 now. Jive back to throw. Plenty of time. Looks underneath. Love falling backwards. They're going to mark him short. I thought he had one as he did a quick comeback there and was the check down route for the quarterback. Jive got rid of it, and he was falling backwards. Not surprised to see the challenge flag come in there, Jeff.
Yeah, he wasn't touched. It's not college where you fall down and that's where you are. You have to be touched when you fall down. So technically, you could fall down, roll until you're touched, and then that's where you're down.
And let's take a look at the retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at goretroid.com. I'm going to go with my gut there. First viewing, I thought he had it. Second viewing, I thought he had it. So we'll see if they make any adjustment here on the play. My eyes could be bad, though. I do wear contacts. We'll take a look back out.
Glasses.
So probably not the best witnesses up here in the booth. And that call is going to be overturned. So that will be a first down for the Portland Fleet.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're Mark falling backwards there, that's going to be the defensive coordinator is just going to have fun with you when you go to the film study. He's going to go over it, why you fell down, and all that. I mean, that's when you just let whatever comes at you come at you.
Yeah, he's going to hit replay 2 or 3 times, a couple of slow motions, a couple of stops. Yeah, I imagine they're going to have fun with that one. Toss left side. Love met in the backfield, sheds the tackle. McGuire in chase and brought down from behind. Love is going to get out just past the 50. Going to be 2nd and 2 after that 8-yard gain.
Yeah, if you're McGuire, you can't allow the offensive anybody to get you to push you inside. You got to stay outside contained there on the run. And that's just a good job by Love to see it, have the vision to cut it up to the left side.
30 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. 2nd and 2. Power eye look from the Fleet. Base 4-3 defense from the artillery. Right up the middle. Love going to take the carry. Breaks it out right side. And gang tackled, but not before he can pick up the first.
Just another good run play, and already has had a bunch more carries than he did on the last drive because he had 0 because they went to 3 straight passing plays that resulted in an interception, getting Love more involved, actually getting involved through the air too with a first down.
And we have reached the 4th quarter in Portland at Evo 9X Stadium. Alamo City with a 16-13 lead. Portland with the ball and driving. Can the Fleet score here to open the 4th quarter? We will find out. Get your 4s up in the chat, and let's enjoy this 4th quarter action here on Simulation Football on YouTube, presented by APM Music. Friday Night Lights.
Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Davis looks like is going to be out for the game with back spasms. Can't get those under wraps. So not going to see Davis back out on the field in this one. A huge hit for the Fleet as they have been in this game, but a defensive leader like that being off the field, the Fleet are going to have to answer in a big way. It starts here with Cyrus Jive and the offense. 10 minutes to go in this one. Going to go to Ezekiel Love. Love's going to make a move and fight his way forward. Takes that forward momentum and pushes past the first down marker. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, Visit apmmusic.com. First down from the 32-yard line. Jive's gonna send Farmer in motion. It's gonna be a toss play right side. Love makes a spin move outside. Missed block there, and that's gonna result in only a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, Farmer was supposed to hit Mart, but Farmer, excuse me, was supposed to get to Mart, but instead Mart was able to be free, able to come up with a tackle and hold Love to only 3.
High formation look here. Sending a receiver in motion. That puts Lozano Jr. back up on the line. That's Israel Adams, now lined up in the slot at the bottom. Jive, 3-step drop quickly out to Love. Had to corral it a bit, but able to break a tackle and get a few more yards before he's pushed out of bounds.
So when they run Adams from the right side to the left side, they've done a couple of pitches and now a swing pass to Love. There's got to be a situation where maybe they have a play action. If they can use that same formation, same play design with a play action, that's deadly.
Our I formation, they're going to bring Lozano out of the backfield up to the line. Now pass play, Jive. Pressure coming in. He's going to get sacked. First sack of the game for the artillery, and it couldn't have come at a worse time for the Fleet. Now 4th and 9.
Yeah, going to have to settle for a field goal to potentially tie this game up. Yep, the offensive lineman, that's the lookout block. They get around you. You're like, look out to the quarterback.
Aren't those the worst? Yeah, aren't those the worst? It's all the warning you have is a lookout. You don't know where it's coming from, and you're just going to get crushed. And Portland brings out the punter, maybe just outside of Joey Rabb field position.
Oh, did he touch it?
That's Portland's ball.
Wow.
Oh my goodness, what a huge error on the artillery side, bobbling a punt return, and now Portland with the ball inside the red zone. What a huge swing for Portland here. Alamo City has got to get it together. Jive under center, gives it to Love. Love breaks a tackle, and that's 6-7 yards there on first down.
Yeah, if you're Portland, I wouldn't mind taking a shot to the end zone right now. You got momentum, you got the ball back. I mean, if I would say that with Jive, just make sure you throw it to your team, don't throw an interception. So if it's not there, don't take it. But go for the end zone, I would say here on second down.
You shake your head. Why are they not bringing the field goal unit out? Somehow the fortune of favor comes to your side, and you get the ball back inside the red zone. Love with another carry, dragging defenders, and the first down going to be marked down at the 11-yard line.
I don't know what it is, because Arizona, Los Angeles is tied 17-17 in overtime, Hacker. There's something in the air on this Friday night.
And Rose City is on their feet. They smell an upset. They want this victory, and they are on their feet trying to root their team into the end zone here from the 6-yard line. Jive throwing over the middle, almost another ill-advised throw, but a penalty flag on the field as Adams was bracketed in coverage there, but gets the PI. So that's going to move the Fleet to the 1-yard line with the 1st and goal. So now it's Alamo City's defense turn to make a goal line stand. Portland has been answering huge. Their defense has been answering huge inside the red zone. We'll see if Alamo City's can do the same here, Jeff.
If you're Jive, I don't know what he's seeing that he thought he had a window to throw that ball. There's 2 Alamo City defenders in that area. You got to go to your second or third read, or just hand the ball off to Love that's been working on this drive.
Yes, some of these throws today from Jive will definitely, I believe he's going to be in that quarterback's meeting, and he's going to have some questions to be answered here in this one. This time, Love left side, breaking a tackle, but another good stand from the defensive backs of Alamo City, dragging Love down at the goal line. Ron Hoff was the first one there.
Could it be where Alamo City now gets a goal line defense able to slow it down? It's 2nd and goal. I would still hand this one off to Love. He got you down here after the muff punt.
Goal line carry, Love over the pile and in. Boone gives the Fleet the lead, and the Rose City fans are on their feet.
You look like you diving for the buffet, Hacker, on that one. Getting in there, able to punch it in, and that's a big-time touchdown. They were down 3. Now you're up 6, going up 3, looking to go up 4. And it takes the field goal out of it as well. So Alamo City would have to punch it into the end zone, something where they've been able to march downfield on Portland, it seems like, at will sometimes. But once they get into that goal-to-go situation, Portland's defense has made the clamps down.
Yeah, and when you're the youngest sibling, in a pretty big family, you learn how to get creative with getting to the table, So sometimes it's you got to go underneath, sometimes you got to go over the top. You got to do what you got to do to get fed. And Ezekiel loves answering that same call here tonight. And great point on the 4-point lead. That has been a little bit of an Achilles heel in this game for the artillery. Not able to finish drives off. They're able to move down the field between the 20s, looking really sharp, but then inside the red zone, really having struggles getting into the end zone. And this return going to come out to about the 25-yard line. That's Hank Troll. And we're going to kick it over to SFL HQ, Cameron Irvine, with a game break.
Thank you, Steven. Despite Arizona scoring 10 unanswered in the fourth to force overtime, it is Sid O'Lindy in overtime from 41 yards is good. Arizona loses back-to-back games on the road by 3 points, and LA's won 2 in a row. Back to you in Portland.
What a game there. Some upsets early in these this Week 8 action, and we'll see if that trend can continue through the weekend or not. Here, Portland holding on to a 4-point lead. The undefeated artillery trying to maintain that undefeated record. Brad Jones on first down, going to get a 9-yard carry.
Yeah, if you're Portland and you're seeing that on the scoreboard, that Los Angeles won, and they're essentially a game behind you because you've played one more game than they have, you need to get this win now to stay ahead of them.
Yeah, and this would do wonders. Alamo City has looked really tough too all season long. So if Portland can sneak in a victory here, that does wonders for your strength of victory moving forward. Second down, Kerry Jones able to do just enough, call it a 3-yard gain, and a first down for the artillery.
Yeah, if you're the artillery, I mean, you're only down 4, and you've shown that you could put the ball into the end zone as well as Portland has. So you just keep doing what you're doing. It seems like they want to keep running the ball. I'm okay with that, but just be wise. You're taking time off the clock.
A little bit of a change on the defensive side. They're showing pressure, and it gets there. And immediately they just overloaded the offensive line of the artillery, and this time it's Brody Gulch getting into the backfield for the sack.
Yeah, he was in there like a rocket that just got blasted from Cape Canaveral. He was in there so quick and able to get to Finnick and just wrap him up and throw him down. Sometimes we see a quarterback able to break some of those, the first initial contact. Not Gulch. He was able to bring him down. That's a big loss on first down to bring this to a 2nd and 16.
Portland's done a really good job tonight, being creative with their pressure, flooding different gaps, showing different tendencies, and really keeping Finnick off balance. And Alamo City's shown that they like to roll out, so it's nice to see Portland has recognized that and bringing pressure from the outside. That second down pass intended for Ziggy Ronick, just a hair overthrown, going to set up 3rd and 16.
Yeah, that was kind of a bad throw. I would say that's a bad throw on Finnick. You got to be able to hit your targets in this situation. This is the 4th quarter. You don't have a guaranteed 5th quarter or 6th quarter coming up. This is money time right now. We're under 5 minutes left to go. We're halfway through this 4th quarter. You got to go and get it now.
Pressure again from the fleet. Finnick smartly gets it out of his hands. Jones, what a roger catch there. They get it out down to the 35, 36-yard line. What a play there from the artillery, as Jones looked like he was dead to rights with a 1-yard gain, but somehow able to trust his blockers and move that one way downfield.
Yeah, they got through the big man, Ricky Phillips, on the outside. Jones did, and after that, I mean, there's just, okay, well, a linebacker's not going to catch me. The only way you guys are going to catch me or for this play being dead is me by spinning out of bounds, which happened. So that was a big-time play. I don't think he needed a spin there. Just keep going. Just pick up some extra yards. You never know what can happen.
Finnick started out pretty clean, has been kind of shaky, and is, started out the 3rd quarter really hot, but has stagnated a little bit here. But Brad Jones looks to be heating up as that first down carry goes for 9 yards.
All right, now it's turning into the Jones Love show. And it's going to be an epic conclusion, I can already tell. And that was a good move. That's when the spin works right. When you spin and it works with your momentum, able to pick up 9.
One receiver on the field for the Artillery. Brings out a base 3-4 defense from the Fleet. Top of the screen, that looks like Garrison Blue up there. Could be Ziggy Roenick. And that's Brad Jones getting the carry opposite the receiver. Goes right side, picks up about 3, and moves the chains for Alamo City.
Yeah, we're starting to see what Portland did to Alamo City in the first quarter, where Alamo City is now getting a hat on a Portland defender, moving them off the line, moving them back, getting to the second level, which is opening up lanes for Brad Jones.
Roenick going to go in motion for the Artillery. Jones, the single back. Going to be a bit of a counter play. Jones redirects, sends that one, just goes north and south instead of continuing there to the outside. And I don't blame him. This gets a nice 5-yard gain there on first down.
Yeah, Gulch going to get another tackle, going to be his 4th on the night, coming up with some clutch tackles. And he's going to have a step up, especially with Davis being out the rest of the game. Someone on this defense for Portland is going to have to step up and make a play.
They need a play. Jones with the carry, and there's a stop, 3rd and 2. And the best of SFL Week 9 includes Vancouver heading to unbeaten Fort Worth Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and a rematch of Minnesota and Indianapolis Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. For the full 13-game Week 9 slate, head on over to simulationfl.net and set alarms to be sure you don't miss any of the action. Finnick on 3rd and 2. Pressure coming. He was hit as he threw, and that caused an errant throw. That one's incomplete. Looked like he was looking towards Garrison Blue. But again, the Fleet defense bringing the pressure, and it is paying dividends for them in this ballgame.
Hacker, that's what they've been doing all game. They've been bringing pressure. They've been bringing 5-6 men at Finnick all game long, and it has been working. I thought there was going to be a time when Finnick was going to be able to take advantage of it, but he just hasn't. He just hasn't been able to see this pressure.
Matt Finnick on for his 4th field goal attempt, and this one's up and through, cutting the deficit to 1 point are the Artillery. So Portland with the chance now to really milk out some clock. There's going to be about just under 3 minutes left in this ball game. So if Portland is able to use Love, they've got a chance to clinch this game. Alamo City still with all 3 of their timeouts, so they're going to need to make a defensive stand. We'll see if they're able to do it.
Yeah, Hacker. This is going to be this is a drive for Portland and the coaching staff, the fans, and on YouTube watching that you dream about. All right, you get a chance to get the first loss for Alamo City, an upset victory at home after 3 straight away games. This could be the start where you get a win here. You seal this last 2 minutes and 46 seconds. You get a lot of momentum going into next week, and then you have a bye, and then 3 straight home games to close out the season.
The Fleet hoping for some good news. Alamo City bringing some pressure. Israel Adams with a one-handed grab over the middle, brought down at the 36-yard line.
That's a big-time play on first down. Alamo City was probably thinking run, and you see it. The linebackers come in on the blitz, leaves the middle of the field wide open. Adams running the slant route. I don't think he needed to show off the one hand again, but he did. And that's a first down right when this drive started. That's big.
Gives your offense some confidence. Dime defense from the Artillery. Press coverage on the outside. Bunch 3 wide receiver look. Going to be a draw play, and Love has stopped at the line. Nothing doing there.
I'm surprised they gave him momentum back to the line of scrimmage. Fellows, the second, had him wrapped up in the backfield. I'm kind of surprised by the spot, not going to lie. But, hey, 2nd and 10, more time coming off the clock.
And we've hit the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes that this Fleet has to burn. Alamo City still with 3 timeouts. Portland with a 1-point lead, 20-19, here at Evo 9X Stadium in Portland, Oregon. In the broadcast booth, I am Steven Hacker, along with Jeff Melanishin. In the stats truck tonight with us is Andrew Gibson and Joshua Dewar. Back at SFL HQ, Commissioner and producer Cameron Irvine. I want to thank you all for being here with us on this Friday Night Football with the Simulation Football League, presented by APM Music. Jive, hands off to Ezekiel Love. Love going to get a couple yards there on that second down carry, going to set up 3rd and 6. Now, Alamo City going to start using their timeouts.
Yep. Right after the 2-minute warning, you get 4 timeouts, pretty much with the 2-minute warning. Now you take your first. Got to make sure you wrap up Love. Got to make sure you do that.
Looks like they plan to do so. Power I formation. Going to be a handoff. Love's going to go up the middle. Helmet, and that gives Love all the room that he needs out past the 50.
And how big, Hacker, does it go to where Alamo City, they could have went for the 4th down conversion. Instead, they took the conservative 3 points, which I like, but they kicked it to Portland in this offense of Ezekiel Love that is now 4 yards shy of 200 on the night.
Yeah, I think that says a lot. If your head coach is willing to take the 3 points, he looks at the time and says, you know what, I think our defense can do it. That shows a lot of confidence in the defense, but right now it's just not up to the task. Ezekiel Love is just looking unbothered as he is just dragging defenders forward, continuing his pace. He's averaging over 6.5 yards per carry and just picks up another first down with that one.
That's insane. I mean, 6.5 yards throughout the game. Now it looks like it's past 7 a little bit. He's over the 200-yard mark now. I mean, what a win for Portland.
Victory formation, and Jive will kneel on it, and that's going to let the clock run. Alamo City out of timeouts, and Portland's going to be able to seal this one, Jeff. And I mean, a phenomenal ball game from both sides. Honestly, Alamo City's defense did everything they could to let their offense win them this ball game, but Portland's defense, with those goal line stands, the 4 field goals from Matt Finnick, is the difference in this game, and it's all because that Portland defense inside their own 20 making those stops. Jive going to have to kneel on this one here, 2nd down. Going to try to milk as much of this clock as possible. Kneels on it there, and again, just a huge credit to Ezekiel Love and this Portland offense for trying to combat the offensive turnovers through the air. I liked what they were trying to do, setting up Love to allow Jive some passing room, but he just made some ill-advised throws all game. But the overpowering run there from Love all game long, 7 yards a carry. When you're running back, you can get him the ball like that. I mean, it's a recipe for success for your team. It keeps the home crowd on your side all game long. Looking for one more kneel down here from Jive, and we're going to wrap this thing up. Huge win for this Portland organization, Jeff. They've been struggling as of recent, and this is a big win for them. Alamo City is viewed as the number 1 team in the league. So for them to come in here and Portland to pull this shocker, this upset, it's going to give them a lot of credibility, a lot of confidence moving forward, as you said, with those 3 home games to wrap up their season. This is a win that they could look at and say, okay, we need to build on this one if we're going to try to make a playoff push or a divisional push.
Exactly. I mean, they got Vancouver week 13, Los Angeles week 14, all within their division. So it is there. Now, when Portland gets the win, they move to 500. They're going to have to string some wins back to back because that's something they have not been able to do yet this season. They've lost, and now they win. They're going to have to put a string together where they get victories in a row.
And I just want to remind you all, this week we're back at it for Vice Wars Monday nights on YouTube. That will be at 8:15 Eastern Time. Make sure you check that one out. That's going to be a great game, one of the greatest rivalries in the SFL. Jeff, this game was fantastic. Anything you want to point out before we start wrapping this thing up? Any key points or anything that we didn't hit on there as we wrap this one up? Anything else?
If you're Portland, you're now rooting against Vancouver. Because if Vancouver loses, because they're at 500 right now, you technically move ahead of them based on win percentage. So you're rooting for Vancouver to lose. Also, you could be rooting for Seattle to lose as well, since they're in first place in division. Meanwhile, Alamo City, now, I mean, you're going to have a get-right game, in my opinion, against Indianapolis. But with these teams, just like we saw with Portland, you're going to get their best week in and week out to close out the season. So for Alamo City, they're going to have to put this quickly behind them, get ready for Indianapolis, and then get ready to head home for Houston the following week.
Couldn't agree more. You got a player of the game. Anybody you want to highlight? Who would be your player of the game?
I mean, do we even have to go with anybody but Ezekiel Love? 210 rushing yards on 29 carries, has a touchdown, 7.2 yards per carry, adds in a couple of receptions, a big-time first down on a reception. It's got to be Love.
Yeah, that's a great option. You know, I like it. Brody Gulch had a nice game, 4 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 pass deflections. Also, Dale McClain, 8 tackles, 1 sack, 2 tackles for loss, a pass deflection, and an interception. So just to be different, I'm going to go with Dale McClain as my player of the game. From the broadcast booth, I've been Stephen Hacker. He's been Jeff Melanishin. Our statisticians in this one have been Andrew Gibson and Joshua Durer. Want to thank you all for being here with us tonight. Hope you enjoyed the game, and make sure you tune in tomorrow to catch the rest of the Simulation Football League action. We'll see you all tomorrow.